you're great, and Kevin Coogler's just.
Kev's the man. Dude, Kev's like underrated. Well, dude. People don't know, and they go, "Who's your partner?" He's great.
Kevin Coogler is awesome. He's I've met him through Westwood One Radio. Yep. He called the Westwood One Monday night playoff game in Los Angeles between the Cardinals and the Rams last year.
Okay.
My son was 10 at the time, walked up to his boards right before the game, like literally 15 minutes before kick.
Kev's good.
He couldn't have been nicer to him. Yeah. Like great people. You guys are a great listen. You had some amazing games this year. The Dolphins and the Bills.
That was fun.
In the snow on NFL Network.
That was fun.
And what a shame that it looks like Tua's not going to play.
I don't even know what you do there.
Exactly. Do you think he's...
Have they made any comments about he hasn't, gone through the proper protocols? Like, has he not passed all the tests?
He's still in the protocols. He still hasn't cleared it.
So here's my thing. At this point, like, if you're not passing those tests, and I don't know, this is pure speculation.
Of course, yeah.
But if you're not passing the test at this point, there's got to be something going on, right? Or the other option here is he's passed the test. Nobody wants to sign the permission slip. Nobody wants to put their name on that. I know if I'm the doctor there, I wouldn't. Right. There goes my career if something, God forbid, happens to the guy. I just don't know if anybody wants to put a stamp on it and say it's okay.
Or there's a third option that Tua's like maybe.
Yeah, that I don't know.
I can't run this risk. I don't know, right? I mean, because again, he plays Christmas. He has a dynamite first half. His head hits the ground.
Right.
He had a dreadful second half where he was throwing it directly at Green Bay Packers.
You can tell he just didn't look right.
Then the next day, it reported he has concussion symptoms that he didn't show in the game.
Yeah,
which is wild. And now we're hearing again. We're sitting here on this set. We don't know. We're not doctors.
Exactly
we're not
right.
there.
Exactly right.
It is a dicey subject for us to be talking about from afar, admittedly, but it is a damn shame because that would be. I mean, to run that back, that game that you called, to run it back.
I know.
Obviously,
well, they've had
makes
three.
It really wild.
They've had three really close. It would have been the third in the trilogy, right? Which seems like a lot of these games. It's either a rematch or a trilogy. Like, it's a big deal. You get those third divisional game in 1 year. That's tough on both sides. Well, it's excellent for the players because you know the personnel. You don't have to worry about numbers and who's this guy and what's this nickel guy they bring in, who's their dime. Boom. Personnel, I'm good. Let's roll.
Well,
then it's are they going to show us a little bit of last week's game or last matchup's game plan? Is it the fake game plan like Belichick was notorious for?
Well, what happened? And that is you're a perfect person to ask about this. Certainly, since you've got Seattle at San Francisco, you've got Miami and Buffalo, you've got Baltimore and Cincinnati. Yep. You also have Dallas at Tampa, which has faced each other already. It's just the second time, but facing a division opponent for a third time. By the way, you beat Brady in one of them. That's a pretty big one.
But remember, so that was the year we beat them at home. Mm-hmm. Second game of the season.
Yes.
I want to say opening up the new stadium was like our first win in the stadium, I think. Mm-hmm. Later, we go out on Monday night and get absolutely steamrolled. 44-3 or 53-3, something embarrassing on Monday night.
45-3.
There we go. Thanks a lot. Then to the point where Rex digs a hole in the back of the facility and buried the ball.
He literally
buried a ball and said, I don't want anybody talking about it until it's time to play those guys again. We'll go play them up there. We're going to see them again because our record was so good. He's like, we're making it. Mm-hmm. We're going to be in the tournament. Good chance we got to go through New England. So get ready. But I don't want anybody, whining, bitching, complaining about that. Let's move on. Boom. So the next time we play them, I remember the pregame, we were out there and they were already advertising for the AFC Championship game. This is the divisional.
That's right.
So we had beat Indy in the wild card. Now we go up to Foxborough. And they were, during pregame warmups, there was like tickets going on sale for
on the screen?
I promise you. And so I remember seeing that. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is crazy. And so even guys on the team were like, yo, what the hell?
So
and they were pissed.
Your teammates noticed it.
Yeah, like everybody
how did
was.
That land on Bart Scott?
Well, I mean, just in general, everybody's like, hell no. And we were already mad about the Monday night.
Yes.
It was just one of those things where things were going to go right. Didn't know how, didn't know when, didn't know exactly how it was going to take place, but it was just a refuse to lose kind of situation. And you just have this feeling like this is going to work out. And I remember in that first quarter, I mean, the game's in the balance. The defense picks off Brady on a screen of all things and almost takes it back for a touchdown. We sputter, miss a field goal, I think. And so it's like 0-0. And as soon as the second quarter started, boom, we get a little momentum. Jericho has a huge play up the sidelines. I scramble out to the left, start backpedaling out, and Braylon catches the ball like right on the helmet. Tone has the catch in the back of the end zone, and it just starts to steamroll our way.
So note to San Francisco, Buffalo,
don't
and
advertise
Cincinnati.
the home game tickets the next week, dude.
No divisional tickets on sale.
Don't do that
during warm-up.
No, and it's funny because those kind of teams, we were such an underdog team.
Yes.
And a lot of these underdog teams, you just have this road dog mentality where it's you, the 53 of you against the world. Let's go. Strap it up and let's roll. Let's see what happens because we're already playing with house money. We shouldn't even be here, right? Like we're the underdog. We backed into the playoffs, whatever the narrative was. We shouldn't even be here. You
could say that's Seattle's mantra,
right? 100%.
And you were just there.
And nothing's better for Pete. That's perfect.
What do you mean?
His mentality of getting guys to focus in and hone in. And, I sat down with him before the game too. And his ability to bring guys back to center and eliminate distractions. His whole thing is like the epitome of poise and really honing in. Like he's going to eat that up and have that bus rocking before the game when they show up to the stadium. I mean, it's just perfect motivation. It feeds into his whole mentality of getting guys ready to play. Study your butt off, the David versus Goliath idea.
Yeah.
And it's just, I love it for Pete, for, Brock Purdy and those guys. Like, don't take them lightly. Don't slip up now.
And weather is going to be a huge factor in this.
It looks like it's going to rain like crazy now.
Forecast, for Saturday, heavy rainfall, 10 to 20 mile an hour winds, near a half-inch of rain.
Wow. And I'm sure San Francisco's saying that's how our season started in Chicago.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
Right. And
so at least they've had
and they got Gatto in that game.
They did by Justin Fields. And we'll see. I mean, this is Geno coming. Kenneth Walker had a DNP with an ankle injury, but he'll go.
Here's the other thing, though. Conditions like that, you want to have already practiced some of your quarterback runs, as long as your quarterback can run.
Yeah.
You saw Geno last week?
He did make some first. He
looked faster than even earlier this year.
31.
You can tell, so those it just adds an extra player in your run game scheme because you're always trying to beat one defender. Anytime you hand the ball off, there's one free guy, right? Because the quarterback's not blocking. Well, when the quarterback runs the ball, now there's somebody to block everybody. You have 1-for-1 across the board. So your numbers are great. That's why teams love the read option and all that. Boom, put a guy in conflict, the quarterback's running, everybody's covered. So for Geno, for them, for Kenneth Walker, that plays right into their hand. Get those big tight ends in the game, bring in the extra linemen, get in a phone booth, duke it out. It's not going to be the sexiest game for, passing statistics standpoint, but whatever, go steal a win and see what happens.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.